Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, January 31st, 2017. This is Jennifer. I have a very long list of things to share with you guys today, so we're going to start from the top. The first thing I want to share with you guys is that Marie Cat, who you often see behind me having a nice groom in the background sitting on my ironing board, which is just right over here, she has been sick and she's having surgery this week, so I've been really distracted and kind of scatterbrained, so if I come across that way, that is why. She will be okay, she just needs surgery to correct the problem she's having, and so of course that's really stressful for us right now. I would really appreciate well wishes and good thoughts for Marie Cat. She is my oldest kitty and she's part of our first cat family. She was the baby of the first cat family, so she is 10.5 years old. And then our next oldest cat is only 3, so there's a big space there. So anyway, good thoughts for Marie would be very appreciated. Because Marie has been sick, she and I have been spending a lot of one-on-one time together, and I have been in my sewing room taking care of a very long to-do list. First of all, I have been cleaning like crazy. I've cleaned out a ton of stuff, so if you go to Linus, I'm gonna have a giant bag of supplies for the Linus Mall. I have cleaned out a giant bag of stuff. There's everything from needles and wax to a chenille making kit and invisible thread and glue and just all kinds of crazy stuff. This will be in the Linus Mall next month. For those of you that go to Linus and don't know, the Linus Mall is the pew that's inside of the door where we meet. The volunteers will put anything that they might want to share there, and we encourage you to make a donation to Linus. There's a big coffee can. You can just stick your cash in, take something, put $1 or $2 in. It's a fundraiser for Linus, and also it helps us clear out our stuff. So all of that stuff is going in the Linus Mall next month. Speaking of Linus, OC, who's doing a big panel demo in March, gave a bunch of us panels being a pre-printed panel of quilting cotton, so that it's basically a larger piece of fabric that has a scene on it. She gave a bunch of us panels to do something different with so that she can do a demo in March about all the different ways you can deal with a panel. This is mine. This is a Timeless Treasure panel, and it came with coordinates, which is what I did all of the piano keys out of. I had the purple, this sort of ombre purple. I had that in my stash. I got it on a shop hop several years ago. And then the red dot I also had in my stash. OC's gonna quilt all these, so I am passing it on after this. So this is my Linus donation for March. So I still need to do my February donation, but this will be my donation for March. Speaking of the Linus Mall, several months ago someone donated several chef's aprons that were brand new, and I took all of them. Last week I did this one, which I've been waiting to use until I got to show you guys, so it's all fresh and clean. It's a science set from Urban Threads. I don't remember the name of it, but I will put the link in the description. So my allergies have been somewhat horrible. Anybody that lives in Austin or has lived in Austin knows that everyone in Austin has allergies pretty much year round. Mine tend to be seasonal tree allergies, and I'm also allergic to mold, and dust affects me, so I'm kind of year-round allergy laden. I always have tissues on me, and I have a tissue little packet that's been living in my purse for years. I think I've had it since like 2009 or 2010, and it was getting really sad. So I decided to make my own, and I looked at some tutorials online, and I tried one, but it didn't work out. It didn't fit my tissue packet, so I completely scrapped that, and I started over, and I drew out my own, and this is what I came up with. It's sort of like a little self-striping tissue pack. It's only 2 pieces of fabric. These take 5 minutes to make. It's 4 seams. You sew the 2 ends together, you sew the 2 ends together, and you're done. So this one is for my daughter, and I'm gonna mail this off to her soon. And this one is mine. I'm not normally a pink person, but my reasoning here was that I will be able to find this in my purse. It's in it, and I have been able to. I've been using it for a couple days. It's super bright. I look in my purse, and there's a shock of pink, and those are my tissues. Since I did work that little pattern up myself, if you guys are interested, I will write it up and just post it as a free pattern on Sewhooked. Just let me know. When I have not been hiding in the sewing room, I've been working on my labyrinth worm. He actually posted last week for Fandom and Stitch's Labyrinth Quilt and Stitch Along. I'm done with his face down to here. I still have to do his back body. He was designed by Karen, and I love him so much. He's one of my favorite little creatures from Labyrinth, so I'm really excited about stitching him up. It's just been slow going. I've had so much on my mind with Marie and stuff, and I'm a little bit behind on my stitching because when I've been thinking about Labyrinth, I've been working on the quilt layout, because I need to have that tested before it goes on Fandom and Stitches later this year. For you guys that follow Fandom and Stitches, you know that Saturday we had a tribute for many celebrities who had passed away in 2016, and sadly the night before it posted, John Hurt also passed away, and so I know several designers are working on things to remember John Hurt. But Saturday's was for 2016, and we didn't cover everyone. There was no way to cover everyone because 2016 was a very tragic year for the arts, but we did cover a lot of people, and I had previously shared the stuff I've done for David Bowie and the stuff I designed for Prince, and this is one of my designs that I did for George Michael. This is hasn't been trimmed yet, but you can see it. It's a saxophone with Careless Whisper coming out. I did a George Michael outline from Faith, which I will put here for you guys to see. Faith tour was my very first tour. I saw it in 1988 with my friends Wendy and Lisa, and I think we were all about 14 when we saw it. Just, it blew my mind, and I've never forgotten it. I also drew another design for Carrie Fisher. I wanted to do General Organa since Princess Leia is really what so many people think about, but I loved seeing her as a general, and so I did General Organa. These are both embroidery patterns. They're both free, and you can find them both on fandomandstitches.com. I will also be adding them to the fandom page on Sewhooked at some point when I get a chance. Speaking of Sewhooked, I wanted to have a little more activity going on there, so I started looking around. I was looking for something specific, and just I realized I have so many free patterns from doing events, and from before I was selling patterns. I've had very few patterns that were free that changed. I've had a few that I retired. Haven't really taken free patterns and made them for sale patterns, if that makes sense. And so I wanted to do something to feature free patterns. So I just started last week Free Pattern Friday, and I will continue doing Free Pattern Friday as long as you guys are enjoying it. So the first feature was Perennial Pleasures, which I designed several years ago for a spring blog hop where we did all spring blocks, and this was actually one hosted on Sewhooked by myself. You can make this little basket of tulips, either, well, it's actually a pot of tulips, either with a wine glass, or you can make it with a butterfly. If you're not interested in having wine in your quilts, you can just make it with a butterfly, or you can make the butterfly or the wine glass or the tulips as standalone patterns, because it's pretty much just half. You would just have to square it up because there is a bit of an angle there. But anyway, this is the first feature. This is a free pattern. It's free on sewhooked.com, and you can find it under free patterns, or you can search for Free Pattern Friday, and this will be the first one that comes up. So since we had a paper piecing vintage block last week, it seems like we should have one next week, but we don't because it's a weird half week this week. So the second Monday will actually be February the 13th. So the second Monday, February the 13th, will be our third block for paper piecing vintage. Remember, this is block 1 and block 2. And I also changed my quilt around so you can see block 2 from when I did this in 2014. If you are a member of the Sewhooked Facebook group, remember, if you post a picture of your paper piecing vintage block, you have a chance to win this. This is a fat quarter bundle of Moda Grunge, and it's all shades of blues and purples. There are 12 fat quarters in here, so that's a really, really good prize. This is one I picked up myself, and I just wanted to share with you guys. That is going to be it for me today. I think that is more than enough. Don't forget to stop by Fandom and Stitches tomorrow for the next installment of the Labyrinth Quilt and Stitch Along, The Goblin King. February 13th is the next paper piecing vintage. Think good thoughts for Marie. Don't let the muggles get you down, and know that I love you guys. You are my community and my friends, and I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.